Hi, I hope you're well. So today I wanted to do a yoga, and this yoga is specifically designed for people with tight hamstrings, hip flexors and IT band. So let's get started. The first position we're going to come into is your downward dog, and we're going to hold it, okay, for about 5 breaths, and this will stretch out your entire length of your body. For people particularly tight in the calves, hamstrings and the Achilles, a lot of runners and cyclists are, this is going to really benefit you but also potentially be very challenging. So take it slowly. So lift yourself up, okay? Lift your hip bones to the sky. From here, stay just here. Okay? Some of you will just have to stay here too until you start to lengthen out. If you can, inhale, lift your hip and your tailbone a little bit higher. Push yourself through your arms, okay? So you're now lengthening out your back. And then if you do have the scope, if you can straighten your legs from this position, if you can't stay here, you're going to slowly inhale and exhale your heels down. As I said, you can also stay here. That's no problem if you're feeling the stretch. So for those of you that can go further, coming into the full lengthened position, I'm going to breathe here in and out. So every time you breathe out, feel your body release some tension and sink a little deeper. And every time you breathe in, feel your body lengthen. And then exhale means that you can sink into that little bit of growth and lengthen that you've created. In and out. So either looking between your knees or up at your tailbone is fine, up at your belly button is fine too. 2 more, in and out. 1 more, in and out. So from here, coming forward into your plank, okay? I'm going to get you to lift up your right foot and slowly bring it through to the outside of your right hand, okay? If you can't get it through in one step, you can also bring it through, or you can walk it through, that's no problem. From here, you're going to come down into a lizard lunge, okay? You're going to push your back heel back, okay? And you're going to feel a nice length in this back leg, up in the IT hip flexors. And you're going to lengthen out your back, shoulders down, okay? Try not to round out too much. And then from here, if you have the extra scope, you can drop down 1 or 2 elbows, okay? But you can stay right back up here and work on that straight back. You may also feel it in here and here if you are having tight calves, okay? So take it slowly, okay? Try and keep your knee towards your shoulder if possible, but you can let it fall out if you need to, that will also work. Do it where it's comfortable for you, and take your 3 to 5 breaths in. Lengthen your back, straight back, exhale, out. In, out, in, out, in and out. 1 more, in and out. So for those of you on your elbows, come back up. Now, slowly step yourself back into your plank position, engage in your core as you bring your other foot through. Now just one thing to remember for you guys is that running might seem easy compared to this, and that's okay because stretching has this ability for everyone to place a label on it thinking that it's no work at all, but it's a truly challenging thing to do, stretching. Not only for your body, you may find that you're shaking with these stretches, but also you'll find it challenging for your mind, okay? And that's okay because that happens a lot for a lot of people. So don't stress if you're finding this super challenging and potentially unenjoyable. It will get better as you do more of it. You're really challenging your whole body if you're not a person that's stretched, okay? And your mind. So breathe in. Make sure you push your back heel back. Breathe out. Lengthen out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Lengthen out. Breathe out. Come into that space you've created. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Coming back up for those of you who are on your elbows. Coming back into the plank. Now, from here, I want you to bring your right leg forward into, let's start with a 45-degree angle, okay? Now, I want you to try, firstly sit up nice and tall, hips facing straight ahead. Now, if you cannot sit in this position, you can also tuck your feet, because if you're finding that your ankle is twisting like this out or in, tucking your foot and putting your toes to the ground, you can check back and make sure your feet are in a straight line. That's very important when you're stretching. Everything is in a straight line unless otherwise needed for the position. Otherwise you get a completely different stretch, and you can also hinder your body and become closer to a likely injury if you're not careful. So make sure you're looking at those straight lines, okay? So I'm going to have my foot down. Now if you can and you have no more scope, stay tall, here or here, wherever your position is. If you have more scope, come on down with me. Bring your hands forward, okay? And resting them on your mat, keeping your head in neutral position. And you take 3 to 5 breaths, okay? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So after that, for those of you who need to come back up. Tuck your toes of you for those who don't have their toes tucked, and come back to that plank position. Reconnect your core, and then slowly bring your other foot round to that 45-degree. Okay? Now, with this, you may find one side is tighter than the other. That's okay. That's why we're working unilaterally, one side at a time, to see where we need to develop in both sides, not just one side. So work on it, and perhaps you can hold the side that's a little bit tighter longer than the other side if you like. With that being said also, if you are a little more flexible, you can roll onto your side and bring your leg up more to become straight to the front of your mat, like this. Roll back down, making sure you keep your hip going down to the ground, and then come down, okay? This is also an option for those of you who are more flexible. So 3 to 5 breaths, making sure your back foot is straight as well, making sure you're keeping your hip going down to the ground. It'll come in time as you practice, I promise. Just like running all those kilometers, when I was running 80 Ks, I got more speed the more I ran, okay? I used to run about 80 kilometers a week, that was my minimum, and as I was doing it, I became quicker with the more that I ran and the more effort and practice I placed in, and it became easier too, and it's the same for stretching. So breathe in and out. Hopefully this little bit of talking is also sidetracking you a little bit for all those struggling through with these stretches. Breathe in, and holding it for a little bit longer is definitely not going to hurt you. And out. Make sure you listen to your body. Breathe in and out. 2 more for me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So slowly coming up for those that need to, and tucking the toe, and bringing yourself back to plank. From plank position, I want you to just drop your knees to the ground. And we're going to turn side along our mat, or you can turn to face me if you don't have a mat. So, bound ankle stretch, or butterfly stretch a lot of you call. It's a great stretch for your groins. So you can sit up here nice and tall, core elongated, shoulders down, chest up, and just bounce out very gently to start the length creation and the movement in your body, Slowly bouncing out. Movement is good in your body as well as you stretch. A lot of people say hold it still, but listen to your body. If your body wants to move it out, that's perfectly fine. Just listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs, okay? So, for those of you that have a little more scope, you're going to bring your hands down onto the insides of your feet, or I'll show you the next step after this. you can bring your hands down onto the floor here. But first we'll work here. You're going to push out with your elbows and push your knees up to your elbows. It's going to create a little bit of heat to open you up. 3, 2, 1, relax. Then you're going to start to open yourself up a little bit more. You can push down with your hands if you like to. Once again, push your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees, create some heat. 4, 3, 2, that's 70% pressure, 1, and relax. And you're going to find that opening up. Now if you have the scope, as I showed you, you can come down onto your elbows and breathe, or if you have a little more scope, you can stretch right out and breathe. So we'll take it for 5 breaths. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. For those of you who haven't got this scope and are up here, that's also fine. Breathing in and out. Take it to where you're comfortable. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and out. 1 more. Breathing in and out. Slowly coming up. Now, this in mind also, as we open up our hips, I want you to know that sometimes our knees get sore because our glutes and our hips are too tight. So if you start working on this, you may find if you have sore knees, you'll start to decrease the soreness by increasing your flexibility. Okay, I found it definitely helped me whenever I get knees that are sore, even in yoga, it means that I haven't stretched out my hips and glutes enough. Okay, this time now, using a strap or your towel or t-shirt or sock, you're going to lie down one leg straight. Okay, the other leg, you're going to put the strap around it on the ball of your foot, and you're going to hold yourself in this position. Okay. Some of you might be like this, that's also okay, but some of you could be like this, okay, and some of you will be here. You choose where you are because it's your body and you're working on it, and you're only at where you're starting, and who knows where you go. Where you go is up to you with your practice. So I used to be here, okay, now I'm a lot further down, still a long way to go, I have to warm up. And for today, I'm going to work with a strap, okay? So, breathing in here, and exhale, and you can try and pull it down a little bit closer if you like. Breathing in, and exhale. Breathing in, exhale. Breathing in, exhale, breathing in, and exhale. So slowly bring your feet down to the ground. Okay, you should feel a nice lengthen in the side that you stretched. Let's do the other side. So putting the strap on the ball of your foot, again, unilateral, working one side at a time will show where you're tighter and less tight, so just work with what you've got and try and bring them to even, slowly and steady. Don't push it if one side is tighter than the other. Take your time to develop it. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 2 more. Breathe in and out. 1 more. Breathe in and out. So slowly coming back down. You should feel a really nice lengthening in the back of your hamstrings and potentially even your calves as well. So after that, we have 1 more stretch to finish it off. Seated forward fold with strap. This being said, you must start with sitting up nice and tall. Some of you are going to find it even hard to sit up tall with your hip flexors. That's okay, it'll come over time, but that really means that you must start working in these areas, okay? You shouldn't have a problem with sitting up tall like this. So grab the strap, put it around you, sit up nice and tall. Even almost arch your back a little bit, like a small back bend. Shoulders down your back. And breathe in here. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, length. Exhale the tension. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now for those of you that did have more flexibility, you're also welcome with a straight back to come down, okay? But we have no rush, okay, to get to that level. You can stay with the strap for as long as you like. So with this routine, 3 to 5 breaths on every asana or every stretch, you're going to find a great deal of elongation in your muscles, opening up of your body, and it's also going to help you to become a better athlete if you're an athlete, or to become more comfortable in your office when you're sitting for long hours. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have an awesome day. Thanks for joining me. Ciao.